So, I know what you're all thinking. Decided to rip off Brad, shall we?
Sure.
Yeah, why not? Well, it actually occurred to me very recently that I don't see enough movies that come out. I really don't. I see maybe 2, 3 movies in theaters.
Well, if you're asking me, I think that's enough.
No, but I see 2, 3 movies a year. So I basically go see the movies that I want to go see, and I don't, make a habit of seeing movies just to see a movie. But at once, that just leaves me not have the ability to be surprised. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't go to a movie expecting to like it, come out liking it, and say like, "I was surprised I liked it." No. So I'm going to make it a goal of mine to see a new movie every week.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to see it alone because that's just sad. So I'm dragging this guy along,
Yes.
And hopefully have
This lucky guy.
this fucking lucky guy. Hopefully to see some good movies with the crap. But what a way to start off this fucking inauguration.
Oh, yes.
We saw that awkward moment, which, or, number one, was a horrible title. Absolutely horrible title. They stole the title from a Twitter, from a Twitter trend or something like that. Like, this is a Twitter game. It's like hashtag that awkward moment when
Oh, yes.
that awkward moment when you fart in grandma's face at her birthday party.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all done that. Unfortunately, there wasn't a scene where a character farted in grandma's face.
They weren't funny awkward moments, considering this was supposed to be a funny movie.
No, but they did have a lot of awkward acting in it. But we'll get to that. Oh, jeez, this moment. It was a rom-com. It's supposed to be a rom-com, but aimed at dudes, which is not as nearly as novel as it sounds. Because, let's see, off the top of my head,
It was basically a chick flick in a disguise as a bro flick.
basically it's a chick flick disguised as 40-year-old virgin when you get down to it.
Yeah, I mean, the trailers showed that. Well, we'll get to that scene, but it basically just showed that one scene in the trailers, and well,
He's got notes.
so let's start with the synopsis, and then we'll work up.
Did you?
What?
No. But the synopsis is basically 3 dudes are having romantic problems. I was about to say they're having white people problems.
They're
but
having a whole bunch of first world problems.
a bunch of first world problems.
Yeah.
But I was about to say they're white people problems, but they're not. Well, one of them's black. It's Michael B. Jordan. And credit to Michael B. Jordan, because the guy is a good actor.
Mm-hmm.
The guy really is a good actor, and he does not deserve to be slumming it with Zac Efron and I'm going to say it, Thin Jonah Hill.
Yes.
I don't know who the guy's name is, but the
Thin chinless.
thin chinless Jonah Hill. But I don't know what it is with comedies nowadays, but they feel like they have to have that dude that just says things that belong on a hat.
He was the guy.
Yeah, like he was the guy who you expect to have.
Yeah.
Like everything he says should be on something that's going. Spencer Gifts is going to sell you.
Yes, he was the chatty, friendly, funny guy.
Chatty,
I
friendly.
guess.
Well, they were attempting to be funny guy. The guy would never. It was like he had no process of, like, we all have things we want to say in our heads, but by the time it arrives in our mouths and erupts,
The moment is past.
like he has like no filtration system.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even pause to talk. He just blah 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 blah. Oh yeah, have a mint because they're motor pills. Yeah, something funny, something funny, something funny. Oh no, it's not funny at all. Jesus, that was a tiring character. I went into this movie expecting to hate Zac Efron the most. I did hate Zac
Yeah.
Efron in this movie, but
I didn't hate him the most.
I didn't hate him the most. So
Yeah.
congratulations, Zac.
Yeah. One for Team Zach.
Point.
Yep.
But I think we have to start with we have to start with the first thing about this movie that strikes out at you, and that's not the lame duck plot, and it's not and it's not like anything narrative in mind. It's the way this movie is fucking shot.
Yes.
It takes a while for you to realize this, but if you're seeing it on the big screen, you get so bored with what's happening on the screen that you begin to realize that whoever is the director of photography of this movie should be sacked and hard. The guy does not know how to focus the camera.
Yeah.
Like certain scenes where they'll have a ring of focus
Yeah.
on the actor's
Yeah.
face, which is normal, but like as it goes outward, like it starts to look like a Monet painting. Like objects.
You probably do a little. I'm gonna fall asleep in this movie. What? What?
Like every so often, I was pointing to Gabe. It's like, what the, like, if that, all right, there's this object in the foreground
Yeah.
that should be in focus, but it's not in focus. Characters look like can't decide if they should be in focus or not.
Yeah. And sometimes it's like it'll focus on this guy over here, then it will focus on this guy over here.
But
it's like just directing your. Where the hell am I supposed to be looking at? Because I'm
Like-
pretty sure this is the guy who's supposed to be focused on, but this guy over here's got the focus.
It's
Yeah.
one of the more baffling problems to see in movies today.
It was
Because
like, I don't know if they had some kind of auto focusing problem with the.
like you know what it was, they probably shot it with like a Canon 5D.
Yeah.
They had a guy who could just move the camera and just set it straight. Because there was this movie was amazingly cheap to shoot. There was hardly any like really. I mean, it's a rom-com. You don't expect any creative shots or anything like that. But there has to be more to do with. There has to be like some sort of like you got to be able to look at a movie and say like, yeah, there's someone behind the camera that knows how to frame a shot, and this guy did not know how to frame a shot. There's this one scene where Zac Efron takes his would-be girlfriend out to the park, but there are no establishing shots of the park. Mm-hmm. They just go into this archway and then extreme close-ups of their face. They could be talking in the negative zone for all you know, but there's no way for the audience to know where they are other than to say, yeah, we're in the park. Yeah, this is totally in the park. Can't you see all the foliage behind us in this pitch black night shot that's framed like this? I mean, this is what when they're looking at each other and talking to each other and having like these intimate moments.
I know exactly what you mean, Ben.
Yeah, it's like my grandfather loved parks, but my ex-boyfriend hated parks.
Yeah.
He said they were not personal.
They're so open-spaced.
You think we're exaggerating about that dialogue, but we're not. That is an actual flow of conversation between Zac Efron and his girlfriend character, who looks like she's strung out on heroin. I hate to be mean, but like she was wearing way too much eyeliner. She looked like Courtney Love if they got her at her best.
Yeah. At the beginning of the movie, so
Yeah.
he thinks that he sees a whole bunch of condoms on the ground and
Like they're having a one night stand.
he's doing his detective thing.
Like he's doing
making deductions.
deductions. Like they're having a one night stand at the beginning of the film. Him and his soon to be girlfriend.
Yeah.
Split by the end of the movie, but like he's
Spoilers.
so they're having a one night stand. He wakes up. He sees like magazines on the bottom say like the new hooker chic is hipster wear, which I love. I gotta admit, if there were hookers that honestly dressed up like hipster chicks, I'm just saying it would be a nice throw off with the police. And and he's looking around the room and he's noticing like, oh my god, there's like a whole 2 boxes of condoms, like legitimately more condoms than like a responsible girl should have. I mean, I mean, there's like a box of condoms I can see, but like 3 like she had.
Yeah, and
they're just spread out across the floor.
The book. Oh,
and like she had the story of O as a book, and she also had just cash in an envelope. It's like, okay, and left, and then of course it turns out she's not, and she confronts him later, and it's like, what made you think I was a hooker?
well, yeah. She kind of, like you said, looks like a heroin addict.
Yeah,
But he didn't mention that.
I don't think that was meant in the script, but
I don't think it was.
like her hair was like, even when there was a scene where she's supposed to dress up, but her hair looked like she just went through a wind tunnel. She has this really heavy eyeliner.
Really heavy blue eyeshadow.
Heavy blue eyeshadow and eyeliner. And she did look like Courtney Love. And I'm just thinking, Zac Efron, You are a douchey, handsome man. You could do so much better. So much better. And, but, so there's basically 3 storylines going on throughout this movie, each following 3 dudes, 3 best friends: Zac Efron, Michael B. Jordan, and thin, chinless Jonah Hill.
Yeah, so you guys... oh yeah. There's a little something they didn't do anything with. There apparently works for advertisement company.
Oh no, he works for like a design company, like illustrative design for book covers. Okay.
Oh, is that... Yeah. And apparently they were doing something for women's shoes.
Well,
Or
like
something. They're trying to figure out what would catch women's eye.
catch women's eye,
and
oh, God, that scene. It's right at the beginning of
Yeah.
the film, and so like it's Zac Efron and thin Jonah Hill are at a business meeting, or at like a not really a business, but like a pitch meeting, and they had this blank canvas, and they're like, well, that looks like nothing. How are we going to sell any books like that? It's like, watch. And then Zac Efron just starts drawing shoes. It's like, studies show that women's brains light up when they see, and then some random penis is like, no,
Not a penis actually.
not a penis, but shoes.
And they milk that, of course.
And then of course they milk the.
And all the girls in the audience, of course, we were the only males in the audience.
I think no, there was an elderly couple to the front left of us, but I think that was just
still,
like
though. There was lots of tweens here.
they were about our age, maybe about a little younger. About like
you know.
early 20s.
Every time the word penis came up,
Yeah, like,
penis. He said penis.
and then of course like this pitch meeting has a bunch of women in the boardroom, and of course they see shoes, and everyone's like, I like it. And I'm just looking.
Women too like shoes.
Shoes. Oh God. Like maybe that's what's wrong with us. Maybe we're just approaching the pussy game wrong. Maybe we should just have like
Start with the shoes.
no, like what we need to do is just we just go around like Forever 21 stores, and then we'll just try to get women to gather around us by just having like a little duck whistle, but
Yeah.
instead of having a duck sound, it just says shoe sale on it.
Yeah, and of course they keep throughout the movie mentioning that women like shoes to reinforce.
Oh yeah, like
to show real examples of women liking shoes.
which is like yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know why. Like one of the plot, like a weird moment in the story was when the like during that whole hooker scene, like he thought he was a hooker because of the boots she was wearing, which I want to be able to look at one part of this movie and say this doesn't work, but there's just no one part.
Yeah.
Like Michael B. Jordan, his story is that his wife is cheating on him with her lawyer, and he's in denial about it. But then, like, she tries to get back into contact with him about some kind of like, oh, am I going to be all right? Like some test, which the plot never goes into. Like what did she had an STD? Was she going to like was she going to get like HIV? We don't know what was wrong with her that made her go back to him, because he's a doctor, by the way. Like Michael B. Jordan plays a doctor, so she goes back to him to say, oh, there's something wrong with me. I need some tests, or I need some help. And like
The whole movie was just
this half-ass explanation about
exactly.
It's just a half-ass explanation why they're back together, and so they, he tries to rekindle the romance lost, which I don't know, like how sad do you need to be if your wife cheated on you with a lawyer, and you wanted her back, and you tried to fuck her back? Because that's what he does. He tries to fuck her back.
Yeah.
Not like fuck her over, but like use his penis as some kind of negotiation tactic. It's like, you were missing out on this dick.
There was a little bit of gender reversal rolling in this.
Yeah, like Michael B. Jordan was just like absolutely devastated. Then it was like that lame. It just leads. It doesn't say anything interesting about the dynamic. It just says
No.
it was just setting up these lame jokes about like him wanting ice cream after the breakup, because women want ice cream when they're sad.
Yeah.
Why aren't you laughing? It's just one of these I counted 3 laughs, by the way. 3 genuine laughs.
Yeah.
And, oh, okay.
I think I had one.
No. It was 3 laughs. One of them out of, like, I think it was just like a nice line uttered by the thin Jonah Hill guy. But there was a genuinely funny scene where Zac Efron, thinking that it's that his girlfriend's birthday party is a dress-up party, so he goes as this douche. Like, he goes out as a douche. Like,
This is the scene that was put in the previews for it.
yeah, like, it was put in the previews, but it played out well.
Made you think it was a bro flick.
It made you think it was a bro flick. It was a good scene because, you know, it's Zac Efron wandering around a nice dinner party with a... Here's what they don't show you in the previews. He's wandering around with a 12-inch dick.
It's got a big
Flopping
dildo strapped on.
Strapped onto him.
And it says rock out on his shirt.
It says rock out on his shirt, so...
Wait, can you put it together?
Put it together.
Put it together.
And if you can't, the movie will put it together
Yes,
for
it will
you.
Put it together for you. He said he walks up. He's like, oh, you know, I'm rocking out
With my cock
With my
out.
cock out?
That's like half the delivery in this movie is like this... Because I get like, the title, That Awkward Moment, so we're going to have everything awkward. Like, every performance is going to be that awkward. Even like Michael B. Jordan, well, Michael B. Jordan can pull that off because he's Michael B. Jordan, but the other two can't.
Yeah.
They just can't. But the legitimately, like the moment where I just kind of gave up and I had to laugh at something was just like he's talking to his girlfriend's parents dressed up like I just described to you in his windsock of a penis, or his windsock of a dildo just gets into his.
Just flops into someone's...
Well, he flops into
drink.
flops into his girlfriend's mother's drink. It's a cocktail, and I just gave up. It was just like, oh my god! At least that had a setup and a punchline. Oh jeez, it was a pun. I mean, like if the Smurfs was rated PG-13, they would have used that pun. But
yeah. Oh yeah, talking about the running gag of the movie is that. One of the Jonah Hill, the thin Jonah Hill guy, he takes shits. He goes to the bathroom. He goes potty.
Yeah, he goes to the potty. And
so it's like they keep saying, oh, you know, he comes out when they're sitting on the couch and they're like,
Were you just in the bathroom? Were you taking a shit? It's like, hey, guys, I wasn't taking a shit.
so what if I was? You know,
You were totally going. You were taking a shit.
take this shit.
And this happens over and over again throughout the whole.
It was like it was repeated like 3 or 4 times throughout the movie. It's like the guy the guy wasn't shitting in his sink.
No, he wasn't. It's like he was going to the bathroom, you know, on the toilet.
The toilet.
supposed to?
Were you supposed to?
It's like the writers are like, okay, so how about we have this running gag where this guy goes, you know, he goes to the bathroom a lot, like daily.
It's like, well, don't you do that? No.
Yeah.
I maybe like the intent was like he was angry because he's using the bathroom in his house, like as opposed to what? Like you were gonna make him take a shit outside like a dog? It's like I can't believe I can't imagine being that douchey. Like if you have your friend over to your house and they have to take a shit, it's like no, hang your butt out the window and whoever's under you, well, they're just gonna have a bad day.
yeah.
All I'm saying is I had a bad day once.
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah.
But excuse me.
It's like, why don't you constipated like the rest of us?
Yeah, you know, hold it in.
Yeah, man. Be a man, hold it in. Be a man, hold it in.
And
No,
then
it's really that's their dialogue pretty much, you know.
it's almost what do I put it like? It's wanting to be the 40-year-old virgin, but not nearly.
I know.
Not even nearly. They even had that moment like after the end of the credits where they had that Judd Apatow like collection of bloopers where Michael B. Jordan was just kind of standing around with his dick flapping around. You don't see it, you know, much to his chagrin, but But you don't see it, and they're all just commenting on it because apparently he was. Okay, that was one of. All right, I'm getting ahead of myself, but he was jerking off, and then he used Michael B. Jordan was jerking off, and he inadvertently used somebody's tanner, like tanning lotion.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, dude, your dick's orange. It looks like a malformed Cheeto. It looks like a sad giraffe." And there was about 5 different lines in that.
Yeah.
It's that succession of
About 5, 6 lines. About 5 or 6 too many.
5 or 6 too many that weren't even all that funny. But the thing that got me about that was that there's a lot of scenes where the characters are just looking at Michael B. Jordan's dick.
Oh yeah, the Peabody scene.
Oh yeah, there was a Peabody scene where
Oh, totally.
where he's taking a leak, and then his 2 friends, Zac Efron and Thin Jonah Hill, just bust in and just like, "Hey man,
Hey man.
yeah, hey,
Get great. Hey man. Just go to the.
are you peeing, man? Oh man, that is great. Oh yeah."
Yeah.
It's like if
No, they're literally the whole time when they're addressing each other, they're always looking down. Like, hey, man.
It's like, hey,
What you doing today?
I don't know. I was thinking about doing something with my dick.
Oh.
Oh, it wasn't.
Yeah, not gay, bro. Not
Oh.
gay, bro. Like, if this movie had balls, it would have had one of the characters just take Michael B. Jordan's dick while he was peeing. This is like, I'm gonna write my name with it.
Yeah. Maybe in the extras.
Like, they're in New York, right? So, like, it's New York during the winter. So there could be a scene
Where they're in the snow
where
and-
Zac Efron takes Michael B. Jordan's dick and just writes his name. It's like,
Yeah.
I did not care to write.
Man, they got a wrong idea about how men interact. Well, then again, no.
I mean, if we're judging by like our interaction, then
But no, they really. I don't know if they were doing this because they thought that this is what women would like to imagine men are like together. I don't know.
I think
Sometimes it did feel that way, honestly.
you know what it is, like there's no nudity, but there's a lot of man nudity.
Yeah.
Like-
the scene where they're
Like there's a scene where they took Viagra for I don't know why. Like saying, oh yeah, you
It's
can,
because the Jonah Hill guy did another typical,
Like-
quirky.
quirky
I'm
thing.
gonna pop some Viagra in your drinks or whatever.
No, like what he did was like he tricked Michael B. Jordan into thinking it was a mint.
Oh,
It's
that's
like,
right.
And then it's like, well, this is a weird mint because it's a Viagra. It's great. You get a 4-hour boner and you can drink until you puke. So now there's that awkward moment where you have to pee but you have an erection. Now all men have faced that. All men have faced the piss boner.
Mm-hmm. I never handled it this way. I have to be honest.
Yeah.
Have you?
No, I never went like
So I'm not just weird that I don't
go horse.
lay down horizontal on the toilet
toilet.
while I'm pissing because I have a morning wood or some shit.
No, I don't. I've never done
Yeah.
that.
Okay. So that's normal. We don't do that.
We
don't do that.
No, we don't do that. And if there is a woman out there who thinks that we do that, then I'd like to question her for a bit and ask her what else does she think we do. Does she think that we like have a tail? Like we cast spells?
Yeah.
Like we're all wizards, ladies. I know I'm breaking the special order of men, but we're all wizards.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wizards. I don't know what. Like this movie is just so. I expect
Running out of ideas.
No. It's like I was expecting to have not really a lot to say about this movie because I was expecting this movie to be nondescript, kind of boring, and
Yeah.
trying hard to be funny but not quite working.
Yeah.
And then, but it turns out to have some legitimately bad moments that is worthy to talk. Especially that Ron character or whatever his name was, like the guy who said, "Hi, it's Ron."
Oh yeah, Elvis. His
Oh, like the reverse Elvis character.
entered the.
Like he has 2 total scenes. He has 2 total scenes. One, like at the beginning of the movie, where he just goes, "Hi, it's Ron." Everyone's like, "Dude, you're not on the phone. We can see that it's
You're
you."
like reverse Elvis, man.
It's like Ron
like Elvis has entered the building.
Ron has entered the building.
Ron has entered the building. Pause.
Like, and I turned to Gabe here, and I just said to him, like, was this guy just like a stagehand, and he has to fill in for the actor who just quit on set?
Yeah.
Because like he was awkward, but not intentionally awkward. Not
No.
like, not even like David Merchant awkward. He was just
No.
awkward, like he's not comfortable with himself being on camera.
Yeah. It made you feel a little bad.
It actually kind of, it's not funny. It's like, I know it's meant to be funny, but it's not funny. It's sad. It just, I kind of felt sorry for the guy.
Yeah.
Like, if the guy was an actor and the guy really was pulled that off, then kudos to you, sir, but that was totally misdirected.
It was the. Yeah. That's not what we needed, but.
It was, he was
But
just...
good for you.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You made the audience squirm. This is one of those. This is one of those movies where if you're watching it with an audience, with a general audience, and they do something, if they have a reaction to what's happening on the film, you just want to stand up in your eyes like, "Who the fuck did that?" Well, you want to call them out.
Yeah, you got the little.
You have the giggles and like, ugh. But I think really,
Was that you?
you should be ashamed of yourself.
I'll be outside the confession.
I'll be outside waiting for you. I'm gonna follow you to your car. I'm gonna take a crowbar to the hubcaps.
Yeah.
Okay? No, the one moment where I just got absolutely like, I actually wanted to have a heart to heart with this person that did it. Like there was this, a tender moment in the rom com. There was a tender. The tender moment, and I forgot what the context was, but a girl behind us went, "Aww." You do not coo at Zac Efron. You do not coo at Zac Efron in a movie where Zac Efron has a 12-inch dong, just kind of tipping in other people's drinks. Fuck this movie, man.
That wasn't a proud time for a woman.
No, it certainly wasn't a proud time for anyone involved, for the human race.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like the misrepresentation there. Why do I even care? God, this movie. So yeah, I mean, if you're just wondering, like, is this movie like good bad, entertaining bad, funny bad? Yeah, kind of.
It's kind of, because
it's got a lot of boring fucking shit that's not even.
It's not even worth like sitting through just
Yeah.
for the good bits that you could elbow your friends with.
Yeah.
But
Not. I wouldn't see it in theaters like we did.
no, I didn't see it in theaters. But before we forget, there was also the third plot line with Thin Jonah Hill and his fuck buddy, like his friend turned fuck buddy turned into real girlfriend.
Oh, yes.
And this non-starter of a plot where apparently the gist of the plot is that all three of the guys decided to not be in a relationship in honor of the divorce of Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Soon to be divorce of Michael B. Jordan's character. But so then that just means that when things happen to them, they can't tell the other dudes, because it's not like there was like any stake in the plot either. It's not like all right, if you lose the bet, dude, you have to sit on the flagpole. Like,
really.
like there's nothing, there's no moment like that. So like there's no ante to lose.
No.
So
It was very anti-bro.
it was very anti-bro. Yeah. But anyway, so the decision of these characters to not say like, this fuck buddy I had, the friend, our friend, we're going out. There's no stipulation to not do that. It's just stupidity.
Yeah.
It really is like rom-com stupidity. And the clincher, we nearly forgot about this really stupid, like, entering the third act moment where, all right, I actually laughed at this, but despite Zac Efron going to his girlfriend's birthday party, dressed as he is, and meeting her parents, the dad talks to him for about 30 seconds and says he likes Zac because he makes jokes about his dick.
Because he
jokes about his dick.
Brass balls.
Yeah, something like that. And he, it's like, okay, the dad's cool and everything. And then all of a sudden, gets a call about the scene in the next scene. It says, "My dad's dead." It's like, okay, that happened, and I'm laughing. It's like, that could not be more worse set up.
Yeah, I know.
That was...
Oh yes, and begin Thanksgiving funeral.
Thanksgiving funeral. All right, first of all, I don't know if this is... Like, I can't say that this is common practice. Like, if you've ever had a funeral on Thanksgiving, mea culpa. But if you're going to have a funeral, why are you going to do it on Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
And then, like, expect people to come?
Yeah.
I mean, so, like, all the characters are going to Thanksgiving, and then, you know, the next day, the next day, Zac Efron approaches his girlfriend, and he didn't go to the funeral because he didn't... Well, he tried... Really, he just didn't want her to be considered her to be his girlfriend because of the bet or
yeah.
whatever.
But then she gets really bitchy with him and is like, "Hey, why didn't you come to my funeral that was on Thanksgiving?"
My dad's funeral. Why didn't you come to my funeral?
That's my funeral.
Why am I alive?
Why didn't you come to my dad's? No, important part of that.
Yeah, like,
but really though,
like why did you go to my dad's funeral? I could have used you back then. It's like, bitch, it was Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no, I had to skip out on my family to go to
my
poorly planned date for your
to go to
dad's
my
funeral.
to go to this woman who I know for maybe about a week's funeral. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for your loss. Yeah, but
really,
Thanksgiving. I mean, that's the movie right here. Just do it with me. That about sums up the movie.
I don't got any more notes.
You got any more notes?
I ran out a long time ago, actually.
So you mean to tell me that I've been carrying this conversation throughout this video?
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty accurate.
Okay, that's a terrific note to end out on. Well, the previews that we got for the movie did not endear us to the concept of doing this once a week, considering what's coming out. Who wanted a haunted house too? If you raised your hand, wear tinfoil around your head at all times so we know who you are. That's probably going to be a movie we'll have to see.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to do this every fucking week. I mean, not every movie is going to be The Avengers 2 or some...
Hunger Games.
Or like Hunger... Well, I know my feelings on the Hunger Games is...
I know.
It's a popular franchise, and I'm looking at it, and I'm just... Like, I feel like I should be feeling something, but I'm feeling nothing. It's one of those kind of...
It's definitely overrated, I'd say. You know, it gets a bit more praise than it should, but this isn't about Hunger Games. So.
No, this isn't about the Hunger Games, but I think we'll have to finish.
It's a hell of a lot.
Well,
certainly would have been.
I'm sure
been in the Hunger Games in this movie. Though.
I'm sure I will be talking about it when the time comes. But until that day, thanks for joining us. Okay, 33 minutes, not bad.
So you mean to say I'm carrying the conversation?